This season, the WNBA is facing a staggering $40 million loss. Cast your mind back to when arenas were filled to the brim, ratings were through the roof, and Caitlin Clark's electrifying performances were seemingly ushering in a golden era for the league. Yet here we are, confronting an abrupt plummet from prosperity to a financial nosedive. What exactly unraveled the league's fortunes so dramatically and swiftly? As it stands, the next season is off the calendar, marking a potential farewell to the WNBA's prominence in mainstream sports. The gravity of a $40 million loss is undeniable, but could this merely be scratching the surface of deeper issues? A cohort of influential stakeholders, long silent, is now stepping forward, driven by mounting frustrations. With NBA investors at their wits' end, patience is thinning. The pressing questions being raised by NBA owners signal a critical juncture. Should the NBA decide to fold the WNBA, few would question the decision after all. What business sustains a loss for 27 consecutive years without consequence? These probing inquiries are causing league commissioners to break a sweat. After 27 years of financial backing, witnessing continuous losses, stakeholders are contemplating drastic measures. The NBA is now reportedly flirting with the idea of disbanding the league altogether. This crisis transcends mere financial losses. The quest for transparency has become paramount, with owners demanding accountability for their substantial investments. And at the forefront of this crusade for clarity is none other than James Dolan of the New York Knicks, a figure more commonly critiqued than celebrated. Remarkably, his rigorous questioning is garnering support from his peers, positioning him as an unlikely protagonist in this unfolding drama. James Dolan, typically a target for fan ire, is now pivoting to a role that demands answers from NBA Commissioner Adam Silver himself. This unexpected shift paints Dolan in an entirely new light, much to the astonishment of the sports world. Could it be that we're witnessing a radical shift in his public persona? As other owners rally behind Dolan's newfound leadership, the scenario begs the question, when did James Dolan last embody the role of a hero? This unexpected turn of events might seem surreal, but then again, the world of sports is no stranger to bizarre and unexpected twists. The NBA holds a commanding 60% ownership stake in the WNBA, but the actual influence stretches even further. When considering the personal investments of NBA owners in WNBA teams alongside their shares in the league itself, this figure escalates to a staggering 75%. This isn't just a majority, it's a dominant stake, meaning when the WNBA faces financial turmoil, the repercussions ripple deeply through NBA finances too. Since 1996, NBA team owners have poured hundreds of millions into sustaining the WNBA, yet a team executive was quoted saying, "The WNBA owes the NBA so much we won't see any windfall for years." With millions flowing from NBA coffers annually due to this investment, the frustration among NBA owners is palpable. They see their significant financial stakes diminishing into smoke. An anonymous team executive starkly noted, "The WNBA owes the NBA so much," emphasizing the harsh reality of the financial strain. Given these losses, one might wonder why the NBA doesn't simply dissolve the WNBA to staunch the financial bleeding. However, shuttering the WNBA isn't merely a financial decision, it would also represent a significant setback in sports progress, potentially sparking a public relations disaster. There remains a sliver of hope that strategic maneuvers might still salvage the league's fortunes. Despite these challenges, the WNBA persists, poised on the cusp of a transformation that could redefine its future. As the league approaches a monumental shift, it's gearing up for what might be its most crucial play yet. Starting in the 2026 season, the WNBA is set to secure a media rights contract potentially worth up to $2.2 billion over 11 years, a seismic increase from its current deals and a potential game changer that could usher in a new era of profitability. This anticipated contract could bring in at least $100 million annually, a vast improvement over the current $60 million from national media contracts. Moreover, plans are in place to expand both the regular season and playoff schedules to further boost revenue. However, the success of this lucrative deal heavily depends on star player Caitlin Clark and the substantial viewership her performances attract. Networks are noticing spikes in ratings whenever she plays, which could significantly increase the value of media rights. But looming on the horizon is the threat of WNBA players opting out of their current collective bargaining agreement by November 1st. Such a move could demand higher player salaries, potentially transforming existing financial challenges into a far greater economic ordeal. If salaries rise as expected, the additional costs could substantially cut into the profits anticipated from the new media rights deal, turning a projected $40 million loss into a hopeful $60 million gain. The future of the WNBA hangs in balance, tethered to the outcome of negotiations, player decisions, and the potential of a groundbreaking media rights deal. As the league stands at this critical junction, the next moves could either secure its survival and success or challenge its financial viability even further. We haven't seen a dime from the WNBA expansion fees yet, underscores the tough position in which the league currently finds itself. As players lobby for increased salaries and resist structural changes, investor patience wears thin over funding what appears to be a sinking ship. At the heart of this turmoil is Caitlin Clark, the rookie phenomenon who might just be the league's lifeline if given the chance. The pressing question is, what now? The league is on the brink of finally generating significant revenue, but this success hinges critically on its next moves. What if the newfound fans, drawn primarily by Clark's magnetic allure, are driven away? Consider the impact on the media rights deals, which were secured largely due to her singular influence. Despite Clark's role in revitalizing viewership and fan engagement, some within the WNBA have not welcomed these new supporters warmly. Rather shockingly, there are players and officials who have not only failed to embrace these fans, but have actively repelled them, casting aspersions that taint the entire community. Accusations of racism have been voiced against fans, including those from Iowa and the Indiana Fever allegations spearheaded by figures like Angel Reese. Such divisive statements risk alienating the fan base, potentially undoing all the gains made, and could lead some to abandon their support for the league altogether. The discord goes deeper, with some insiders labeling Clark's supporters in derogatory terms, potentially jeopardizing the league's path to profitability. The irony is palpable. The very element capable of rescuing the WNBA from its financial difficulties is now seen as a disruptive force by some. If this internal conflict and disparagement continue, the league risks not only losing its current fan base, but also its future financial stability. The WNBA stands at a pivotal junction. Caitlin Clark has not only drawn massive crowds with her exceptional talent and charisma, but also positioned herself as a transformative figure for the league. This moment presents a golden opportunity for the WNBA to capitalize on her popularity, to expand its fan base, and increase revenue. Yet, amidst this potential rise, there's a tangible risk. Clark faces physical challenges on the court that could sideline her at any moment, a stark reminder of her vulnerability and the league's precarious reliance on her draw. Moreover, the internal resistance Clark faces from bullying to a lack of support from some league figures is causing fans to reconsider their allegiance. This is a critical time for the WNBA. How it navigates these challenges could either secure its resurgence or hasten its decline. It is imperative for the league to unify, support its emerging stars, and foster an inclusive environment that welcomes all fans. The decisions made now will determine the WNBA's trajectory for years to come. Frankly, fans of Caitlin Clark are growing increasingly frustrated. It's becoming clear that many, particularly those from traditional family units like ours, are disheartened by the harsh treatment she receives on the court. Such negativity isn't something we want our children witnessing. Thanks to Clark, the WNBA has transformed from a minor blip on the sports radar to a major league phenomenon. She didn't just join the scene, she revolutionized it, becoming a veritable force in basketball. This season alone, the league has shattered records in viewership, ticket sales, merchandise sales, and overall growth, propelling women's basketball into the limelight it has long deserved. A glance at the latest attendance figures for the 2024 season illustrates this surge. The Indiana Fever dominates league attendance, averaging nearly 16,000 attendees across 39 games, both at home and on the road. Their lowest attendance figure is around 6,000, a stark contrast to other teams whose minimums hover around 3,000. Such figures not only demonstrate the pull of the team, but also underscore the seismic impact Clark has had on the league. Clark's influence extends far beyond filling arenas. She's ignited a full-scale revolution, transforming sparse crowds into packed venues, with TV ratings and merchandise sales soaring to unprecedented heights. Caitlin Clark jerseys, for instance, are selling out faster than hotcakes at a county fair. These impressive metrics highlight the substantial financial boon her presence has brought to the league, an economic windfall akin to striking oil. One might wonder about the real impact of a single player. The answer? It's profound. With baseline tickets fetching $100 and premier seats for games against top rivals like Angel Reese commanding prices upwards of $4,000, the financial implications are immense. Overnight, ticket prices tripled, with seats formerly priced at $20 escalating to $60, $70, or even $100, and fans are more than willing to pay these premiums. The surge in TV ratings further illustrates this point, with millions now tuning in for games that might have previously gone unnoticed. Caitlin Clark hasn't just raised the profile of women's basketball, she's redefined its value proposition, proving that one player can indeed make an extraordinary difference. Caitlin Clark's impact on the WNBA is both undeniable and profound. As the #1 overall pick, she's on track to be the first rookie ever to average at least 15 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists per game. While she leads the league with 5.4 turnovers per game, her dynamic presence on the court goes far beyond mere statistics. Clark has injected a vibrant energy into every game, dazzling fans with her behind-the-back passes, long-range three-pointers, and clutch performances that snatch victory in the dying seconds. Her style and flair have not only wowed the crowd, but also drawn accolades from both fans and critics. This season, the Indiana Fever, buoyed by Clark's stellar play, is set to attract over 600,000 fans in total, surpassing the previous high set by the Washington Mystics in 1999 by more than 200,000 attendees. This surge in popularity raises the question, how has Caitlin Clark so dramatically transformed the WNBA's appeal? It's clear that her exceptional skills on the court play a significant role, but her true impact lies in her ability to captivate and inspire. Clark has transformed women's basketball into a thrilling spectacle that is both unpredictable and compelling, making WNBA games the subject of enthusiastic discussions not just at sports venues, but everywhere from office water coolers to social media platforms. As the WNBA stands at this pivotal moment, fueled by Clark's meteoric rise, the league faces a critical decision: capitalize on this wave of excitement and continue to build its brand, or risk sliding back into relative anonymity. The path forward seems clear to harness Clark's star power and the burgeoning interest she has sparked to propel the league to new heights of popularity and success. What direction do you think the WNBA should take?